It's really too loud. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Okay. Alright. Time to eyeball the greens. This size, maybe? That's a bit dark. Which is fine. Just a bit too flashy, and there is a very pale version here. Good. Now, so Lilligant has yellow. I'll pick this. Good. And then darker shade here. And there's a very pale version here. Now for orange, it's this shade, I think. Hold on. Maybe closer to red. Go. That. A little bit darker here. And something much paler. Alright. I think this is done. Alright. Let's see. Going to wait a little bit for the surprise. It's a nice test that I did. It happened during, I believe it was Strong Stream, and I decided to give it a try. Give it a try. Hold on. What am I doing? Should I start with a green or a little yellow? Yellow would be easier. Alright, let's go. Oh, dear God. Hold on. Areas carefully. Tolerance, maybe a little bit lower. Hello, hello to whoever is here. I don't really see chat and who's there. I just see the number go up. Hold on. Tolerance. What if I raise it? Okay. A bit more? Nope. Okay. It bleeds out in a weird way. Oh goodness. Okay, there's more people. So, for the surprise-ish thingy. Basically, yesterday, Trong started streaming, and an idea popped in my head, and I was talking to him about it, because it looked fun, but I wasn't sure, and he kind of guided me by giving me examples, telling me like, hey, this is how it could look. And so I decided to give it a try on my own. I didn't commission anything, and hold on, before I continue the whole story, this is the Lilligant. I took some time to clean up the colors, not the colors, the line art. So right now you have, you know, a almost finished product. I just need to do the coloring. The reason why I did a clean line art compared to the other drawings is to kind of save me time, because I honestly don't know what I'm going to do afterward, but I didn't want to spend like 7 hours on one drawing. So, for the surprise, going back to this, I'm going to resume Lilligant. So basically, yeah, I spoke to Trong on Discord about this tiny project because I was intrigued. He guided me through it. I did some research. I did some testing today. It's a very quote-unquote quick project. It honestly didn't take me much time to set up, but looking at documentation and making sure that everything runs smoothly was the longest part. So I tested this morning. It turned out well, and here's the results. This is so funny. Ta-da! Oh my god, this is so weird. Yep, this is a PNG. Hold on. Which program am I using? I'm currently using VideoTube Mini. Basically, you just input the pictures, not a VTuber or Katie. Basically, you just input PNGs into the program. So I tested various things. One on Discord allows only 2 pictures. So, hi Katie. Basically on Discord, if I used it, it would be only mouth closed and mouth open. Hi Kristen, welcome. We all were on on Cleo's stream, so it's nice to see you guys again. But basically, so I tried the one on Discord. I forgot what it was. I think it's the Fuji thing, but it only accepted like 2 sprites, and I kind of wanted to see if I could make it blink. What I like about this one is that the sprite moves a bit when I don't talk, like it sways a little bit. And so I looked into other programs that doesn't really require me to use Discord. Not that I dislike Discord, it's just that I'm lazy. I was like, I just want to open a program and that's it. Hi Cleo, welcome. Here's a surprise. And so I looked into it, and VideoTube Mini was an option. And so I drew this sprite yesterday during Trion's stream. I did a quick sketch, cleaned it up, and I did 4 different sprites. So basically, eyes open, mouth closed, eyes open, mouth open, and the eyes closed for both option, and set it up into VideoTube, and there you go. You have a sprite. It's inspired on how I look in real life, but it's definitely not me. I don't have blue hair. And yes, welcome Raiders. I don't have any cool songs. It's just and so I was like, oh yeah, this is spooky season. Let me turn the sprite into a spooky thing. But I mean, Halloween is going to be in 2 days, and it's going to be it. So I'll probably try and see if I can make other sprites. It's probably going to look different every time because I don't have a particular set look. How did I even do it? I opened the program, I drew the whole thing into a specific format, and I saved it, exported the whole thing into a PNG, and put it inside a program called VideoTube Mini. Okay, it was a member. I think it was League Central Plus, so it depends on the subscription that you have. But yeah, so I made all those sprites. It took me, I believe the longest was to color everything and kind of figuring out like, okay, I need a basic look that is spooky season-esque. And yeah, this turned out, which is really, it's fun. I think I showed a clip to Truong because I was laughing earlier because I was like, oh my god, it works. So there you go. So welcome raiders. I know exactly what you guys were doing because I was there. But for those who weren't, I hope you're well. I still need to edit some stuff too. Speaking of edit, because video editing. It's not really video editing, to be fair, because what I need to do is mostly just voiceovers, and I spoke about it to Cleo. It's so hard, mostly because I'm lazy. Like I mentioned a lot of times before. I don't know. The fact that I have to record and then I need to edit again because I fumbled on my words, and I'm like, I just want to do it in one take. YouTuber looks like a cool way to add more interaction to the stream. Yeah, I know. The only sad part is that obviously it's very limited to 4 sprites. Like I can't do the expressions or anything, or yes, actually I can. I have to create more of those variations and then toggle some inputs, and I'm like, again, this is the last minute quote unquote thing. So yeah, this is a PNG tuber. Yeah, this is a PNG tuber thing. What is going on with the music? Hi. Okay. Okay. Maybe YouTube is lagging a little bit. Jesus. What is going on? Okay. You're not hip? Cleo, you actually show your face. What? Okay, hold on. This is a bit annoying for that. Let me put it there. Maybe it's going to be better. It's not about being hip. Yeah, okay. Sorry. I wasn't sure. Like, it was blasting in my ears. There we go. Hopefully, hold on. Maybe this? Just tell me if it's better or if it's worse. I honestly don't know. Yeah, Rask has a PNG tube too, with a cat. Hi, Mushroom Girl. Thank you. Thank you, it's better. Perfect. So yeah, this is just, it's really a test. I'm good. I'm doing good. Again, just resuming the Lilligant thing, testing the PNG thing. I was laughing pretty hard when I managed to make it work. This is YouTube, please. Hold on. Because this isn't cutting it. What is going on? Is it that bad? Okay, we'll see. Do you have some kind of backstory behind the character design? Not at all. I was like, okay, I need to create a picture. I could have made it closer to my real life self, but I was like, it's a PNG. I could make it like a completely like fictional look. Might as well. And so I decided to be like, okay, the the glasses are not really the way it looks um, in real life, but I do wear glasses, though it's to look from afar. And for the hair, currently they're short in my case, so that's basically the only two things that is similar to um, me in real life. And since it was spooky season, I was like, okay, time to create a character that has like spooky features. I probably won't chat much. I scrape my hand and knee. Oh no. Please be like, please rest. It's okay. You don't have to interact much. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, I fell before and scraped my knees so bad, so I feel the pain. I hope it heals pretty fast and doesn't leave like a scar or something, because that's terrible. But yeah, no particular like story behind this design. It's just me being like, hey, I need to find something for Halloween, and Halloween is in 2 days, so I mean, I'm kind of stuck because I need to draw more. At first I was thinking of maybe making like a box with the bunny. That would have been fun. The bunny that I drew in on Gartic, kind of like the mascot. I may do that later at some point. But yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Cleo did play try at least some Sky today. This game is adorable. For anyone who doesn't know what Sky is, it's a game made by the same team who made Journey. For those who don't know Journey, you should check it out. It's I don't know how to describe it, but it's a very atmospheric game. To be honest, you should make the Box Bunny as a mascot for your channel. Yeah, I was kind of thinking about it too. Like, maybe I should make the bunny like a how the heck do I say it? I'm having a mind blank here. A watermark. There we go. Yeah, a watermark. Super bunny. Yeah. That's what my friends said when they first saw this bunny. It's really been a drawing that a doodle that stuck with me for so long. I'm working on homework, so I'll be mostly lurking. No problem, Kaylee. If I can help somehow making the homework less painful, by all means. Homework is such a terrible process. Necessary, but still. Sometimes I had questions about like why. Actually, I might need another dot for this. Yeah, okay. So I still need to work on some voiceovers. Mostly for mostly for the Pumpkaboo video. Um, I'll get to it at some point. I'll see during the week. How is my kitty? Yeah, no, he's fine. He still didn't have any seizures. That part, like I mentioned before, I've talked a lot to the neurologist because we went to see the vet at first because, like I said, it's like this, not the second episode, but it's like the second day in total, where I saw the seizures. To give a background story for those who don't know, I am the owner of a very, very old cat, a geriatric cat, if you will, that is currently 15 years old. I've had him since he was a kitten. He's a rescue. Hi Emma, don't worry, there's no rush. But basically, he's a rescue. The mom was basically a street cat, and she had like a litter of kitties. So we waited until, you know, he was, how do you say it? I forgot the word in English, but basically, you know, when you have to leave any animals with the mom for an extended amount of time until like they're quote unquote ready to be adopted, because she teaches them like good manners basically. But yeah, so I adopted him. It's been, I mean, he's been with me since forever. And recently, I think the first episode was like last month or something, he started having seizures, which, to be honest, it's just as impressive and scary to see in humans. It's the same thing. Like, animals and humans, it's just as scary. And so, because what I heard was, I was basically on my computer doing my own thing, and I heard like a sound, and it sounded like, you know when a cat or a dog has zoomies, like they kind of like run around and bump themselves sometimes, like on surface areas. So that's what I heard, and I was like, okay, and I always like to see my cat having zoomies because it's funny. And so I looked, and yeah, no, that was not the zoomies. He was having convulsions, and the sound that I heard was his head hitting the floor. The poor thing like was running around because he was confused. And obviously what happens in seizures with animals is that they don't control like their limbs, and they don't control like their bladders anymore. So they might like, unfortunately, the first time he had seizures, there was pee everywhere that I needed to clean, which was basically the least of my worries at that point. And obviously, there's different kinds of seizures in cats. Here's me doing a course 101, not a vet, not at all, but this is from the discussion that I had with the vet and everything. But basically, it always needs to be investigated, because you don't, depending on the type of seizures, they might need different kind of medication. So the kind that my cat has seems to be a real seizures. So the cat would go stiff, you know, because everything starts to contract. They tend to fall on their side, and they could do like paddling, so it would be kind of like moving their limbs without like any control, like, so it spasms and it feels like they paddle you know, in the air. Usually there's a lot of drooling because they don't control anything anymore. Pee and poo might happen, that I can confirm, that if my cat has a full bladder, there's going to be pee everywhere. And sometimes like when the seizures are not quote unquote as bad, um, there's sometimes like mouth snapping, so it feels like when you, I don't know if you guys ever had to do that, but whenever you have to give like pets medication, sometimes like they open their mouth like super wide and try to move their head away because it's like, I don't want whatever you want to give me. So he did that, but just a lot of drool. That was like the first day. He had like maybe 4 seizures within I think within a few hours, if not. So that's the part where I was like, okay, I need to bring him to the vet ASAP. Like I mentioned on Discord, only real problem is that Canada may have free healthcare for humans. That doesn't exist for animals. So if you bring your pet to the ER, it's similar to what you would see in the US for humans. You would have to pay premium and extra, and I've been to the ER with this cat before, like long ago. And let's just say that it led to what I call a house arrest. Basically, my cat isn't going out anymore. The reason why is that once he was like, I think it's 10 years ago. So my cat is basically an indoor and outdoor cat. Where I live is pretty safe. A cat could go out without like any trouble, you know. And so I let my cat out, and he, like sometimes, as cat does, would refuse to go back home. Now the problem is that once he did go back home, he started kind of like disappearing. I wouldn't see him. Like slowly, little by little, you'd see him less and less until he kind of tumbled down a staircase, and he had an ear infection with a a bacteria that was kind of rare, because even the vet was like, so we don't have antibiotics for this bacteria, like it's the first time that I actually see it. So we have to do like we have to make to create a sample and kind of make a medication like by design for your cat, which again I was like, yes, please try to help my cat. This cat cost me $5,000. Yep, that's the extent of like everything, like the checkup, the test, the medication, and like the blood work. So ever since, yep, you guys have to know that I'm a very devoted person to my pets. I am someone, if the cat is healthy, if the cat is especially like young or shows like signs that they're lively, I am going to spend the money accordingly. So that was like 10 years ago. That's the ER. So I knew right from the start, I know seizures are like super, like it's very rare that any animals have it. Like they're tough. They're tough cookies. And so in my heart, I wasn't ready to go through that, because as much as I'm Center Brings right now, I do have like other personal stuff going on that makes me like, as much as I show a lot of love to the content creator on YouTube, I do have a budget, guys. I can't like it, I do have a budget. And so I wasn't really ready to afford that kind of like of price, like because I knew I was like, this is going to cost me a lot. So we went to the regular vet because I was lucky to have a place like open. I believe it was like the next day. Yeah, it was the next day. Hold on. It was Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, okay. So no, it was 2 days after. So it happens on the seizure first happened on Tuesday. I call basically everywhere to make sure that I have an appointment. By Tuesday evening, I get a call back from a place very close to mine that was like, hey, so obviously this sounds like an emergency, and we can't see him on Thursday. I was like, perfect, I'm going to take it. But obviously, if anything happens to my cat, meanwhile, like any other seizures, I would have to bring him to the ER. This is me being a crazy cat lady because I was talking to my cat. I was like, look, mom cannot afford bringing you to the ER right now, so please behave. Like, please be okay by the time like I get to see the vet, because again, um, my cat, even if he's old, he still clean, like he still cleans himself. He still like plays. He like um, there's no signs of my cat being, you know, um, over it or close to death. And so, um, Thursday comes, bring him to the vet, and again, I work as a physiotherapist assistant. Actually, the title, if I translate it literally, it's a, hold on, physical rehabilitation therapist. So we work in physiotherapy. So there's a lot of things that the vet did that I knew exactly what she was doing. Cats are tough cookies, that's very true. And so at first, I think she started a bit rough, but don't worry, like she's fine. But she started a bit rough because, again, like I mentioned before, seizures in cats are very, very rare. What would cause a seizure in a cat would either be like cancer, like a brain tumor or something, or like they would eat some kind of like medications or plants or something that is toxic for themselves. So basically, if you didn't pay attention, and so I think what happened in her brain was like, oh, is it a neglectful person, you know? Because again, one bad habit, because vets are so expensive, was like, it's a cat. My cat is perfectly fine. And so I didn't really bring him to the yearly checkup, because every time you have to bring your cat to do a checkup, it costs close to $200 to $300, because there's blood work and any kind of other stuff, and just like a regular consult is like 100 something. And again, love my cats, but like I'm like, boo boo, I can't. This is like I'm budgeting right now. And again, my cats were fine, no signs whatsoever, something going wrong. So I obviously didn't do the yearly checkup as often. And I hope like there's pet owners in chat that are going to empathize a little bit, because it's not, you know, it's not even humans, to be fair, like even for me, okay, Canada, free healthcare. Even going to do a yearly checkup is kind of, I don't do it. Like I need to have the time, and you have to adjust to the doctor's schedule. Like there is a whole thing, and I'm like, I don't even go to the checkup myself, which is very bad. But so I just didn't go with my cat. Penny's recent vet appointment, yep, $300, sounds about right. And so Um, at first, she was like, she was kind of not. There's no disdain or anything. She was fine, but I could see like her train of thought, maybe. Yeah, like over here, because there's a free healthcare, there's no such thing as, oh yeah, so you have these options to see the doctor. Like, there's no set, like, you don't get to pick and choose when you're going to see the doctor. It's going to be like, hey, by the way, your appointment is going to be either like Friday at 8 a.m. or the next appointment is going to be in a month. I'm not even kidding. So yeah, you have to adjust to the doctor's appointment. That Cleo, that's the downside of free healthcare, because that get bombarded with demands, you know. And so at first she was kind of, I could feel like, oh, she's judging me. Um, but then afterward, I saw her do her exam, and I asked questions because I was like, oh, like, I thought that, did my cat have a stroke? And I kind of explained that, yeah, I work in physiotherapy, so whatever test you're doing, like, looks like what we do in humans, and it feels like my cat had a stroke, but I wasn't sure. And she said, and then she explained, like, there's no way to know for sure because you need to do an MRI. But she said that there's definitely something neurological that happened, like, in my cat. So whether it's a stroke or something else, it needs to be investigated. And she was like, but we also need to make sure that there's not, like, the seizures are not due to kidney failures or like any other health problem, like metabolical health problems. And so she said, oh yeah, so we need to do a blood work. So that first appointment was basically just having the prescription to have a neurological, like, check, but also to have like a blood work done. Blood work came in, everything is perfectly fine with my cat. So for me, it was like, okay, there's something neuro going on here. Yeah, Cleo, it's something. And so I get a call from the specialized center. Oh, the scheduling? Yep. I'm not even kidding. It's for at least where I lived, it's bad. And so I get a call from the specialized place for the vet. Yeah, it is emotionally hard, more than anything, to be fair. And I'll continue my story, but I'm going to kind of give you my reasoning behind afterward. But basically, the vet calls, and like out of me being overwhelmed by everything that's happening with my cat, and again, I'm sparing you like a the personal side of things. But I was like, oh my god, okay. So they gave me the appointment, but I didn't dare to ask at that moment the price. And so I was like, no, I need to ask for the price, because thinking, like, if you take a few moments to think about it, you have to do an MRI to a cat. I know an MRI price for adults, like humans. MRIs cost around 2,000, if not more, for humans. And I was like, an MRI with a cat? The cat is not awake. They have to do anesthesia, like general anesthesia. If anyone had a pet that had to go through surgery, you know how this shit is expensive. And so I started like adding up the prices, and I was like, okay, hold on, because this is going to cost me just as much as going to the ER right now. So I call back. I left a message to the receptionist. I sent an email because I was like, can you give me a price bracket, because right now might not be the good moment for me to spend that much on my old cat, even though I love him dearly. And so I got a call back from the vet, like the neurologist, yeah. And she then explained to me, like, so here's the thing. The actual first consult is going to be 270 or something. And then the follow-ups, if there's any medication that needs to be adjusted, is going to be 130. For a CT scan, that is usually cheaper for humans, it's also cheaper for pets. The CT scan is going to be 1,500, and the actual MRI could go from in between 3,000 to 3,200 bucks, or 3.5k basically would be the max. Those prices, by the way, that's without taxes. Just to give you a rough idea. And so when I heard the prices, my heart kind of broke, because I was like, with my current life situation, I cannot for the life of me afford that. Like, yeah, I just can't. And so I talked to the vet at that point, because I was like, is my cat suffering? Now, kind of like the relief part is that seizures in cats, just like humans, it's like they fall into a slumber, like a deep sleep, basically. So it's like the lights go out in their brain for a moment, so they become unconscious of what's going on, and then like the signal starts to happen, and that's what the seizure happens. It's like basically my poor cat's brain is basically being fried, which is horrible. And when the seizure stops, he's like dazed, because it's like you fall asleep and you're being like woken up like suddenly. And yeah, that's how it feels like for a pet. So seizures are not painful to cats. They're more painful for our hearts, because we have to witness this. But I was like, okay, so he's not in pain, so that's a good thing. And like I mentioned before, like the reason why I want to investigate, and so this is like when I'm working, I'm currently like setting aside like a bit of money to make sure that I have a cushion to be able to afford like the exam. But basically it's because what I want, I know that my cat is old, like he's 15, but at the same time he shows me like every bits of like he's a regular cat. He still cleans himself, he still asks for pets, he still like he eats, he drinks, like. And so I'm like, if it was a cat that obviously looked like, at the end of the road, that would be something else. But he's so like there yet, like that I couldn't. It's always hard when pet parents have to make the choice. Yep, that's absolutely true. And the vet was super, like the neurologist was super understanding. She basically agreed with like my train of thought, because what I want was like, I want to investigate to prepare myself better. Like some of you know, I do get assigned in elder care. I'm currently assigned to an elder care center. But part of knowing kind of like the sickness or like the pathologies of either a human or a pet is for me or at least for us, to prepare a little bit better. I want to know like what's normal. If like there's any decline, like is it normal? Is it part of the process? Is it part of like aging? Or is it something that is brand new that I need to investigate? You know? And also like knowing what to do to make my cat feel comfortable is also super important to me. And so she agreed. She even said that, yeah, for sure, like she didn't want me to, you know, spend a shit ton of money for medication. She's like, yeah, I don't know, this is mostly to understand what's going on, and if there's any medication, like try to figure out like the better pricing routes, because obviously it's a 16 years old cat and medication costs a lot still. Like she was very humane and super understanding, and so she told me, like I said, like, yeah, no, I can't afford it right now. And so the good news is my prescription is still valid, so I only have to call the vet center and I get to book an appointment, which is super cool, because what I was worried is that, like, what if I call, you know, or what if how can I say it? What if it's like humans that, you know, for humans, when you go to the doctor, you have a prescription and it's usually valid for X amount of time. So it could be a year, it could be a few months, it could be any time really. Depends on what the doctor writes. And so I was scared that, oh my god, like I went to the vet, it cost me already this much, and what if the prescription goes bad? Like, do I need to go back to the vet and get judged because I didn't go get investigated? You know, my cat investigated in time. And she was like, no, no, no. Like, because I opened a file there, because I did the most of the process, I just need to call back and she's going to pick me. So now it's a waiting game. To catch up with what Katie mentioned, um, it was Tuesday, again with the Tuesdays, or no, Wednesday. It wasn't like it was this week. Basically, my cat had another bout of seizure that was terrifying. The first one happened around 5 in the morning. That actually, I woke up because of the sound, because it, again, I could hear that something was going on. And so my cat was having seizures at that point. Calmed him down, just, you know, petting him kind of soothed the seizure, so it kind of stopped. But I had to go to work, you know. So went to work, and when I came back, I during the evening, he started having another one. In seizures, for pet owners out there, seizures usually should last less than 1 minute. It's a matter of seconds. It's super hard to kind of time the seizure, because, you know, in the action you just freak out and you're like, oh my god, what's going on? But usually it lasts for less than a minute, which is the case of my cat. And what you should do, if you think about it, and if everything is okay, you should film the seizures. Problem was, when the second seizure of the day happened, it happened so fast that I just couldn't film anything. So okay, so here's me not hoping it happens again, because it's never fun. And so I was like, okay, let me carry on with my day. And then he usually sleeps on my bed, because he likes to sleep with me, because there's like my smell and everything. And so he went to sleep on the bed, and he had another seizure on the bed, which unfortunately led to my blankets being covered in pee, which is okay, because it can always be cleaned. Super short again, couldn't film anything. So that's the third one. And it's actually the second one. first one, 5 in the morning, that was in the living room. Second one was this one. Third one, so whenever I show a picture of my cat on some kind of like brown pet bed, he had one when I was in front of my computer screen. So I was watching a stream actually when that happened. And I think that's when I mentioned like I need to check on him, and I sent a picture of like, oh, here's, post seizure cat. He seems okay and resting. I shit you not, the moment I say it, he has the last seizure of the night, which made me freak out because the spasms were hard enough. Like it, when a cat like cleans their face with a front paw, like it usually they kind of like rub their face, but because he didn't have any control, he actually hit his face. So basically he punched himself until it started bleeding from the mouth. So there was like, at first it started with drool and just like blood started gushing out as he was hitting himself. And one thing that you shouldn't do when there's seizures, just like humans, is to not put your hand close to their face because they're confused. And there's chances that they might actually either bite you or scratch you out of confusion. So I tried to, try to keep his paw away. Yeah, Ryan, that was something. I tried to make sure that I looked at where the bleeding started because I was like, oh my god, is it something like worse, like some kind of like damage that was so bad that he started bleeding while having a seizure. I was there, like mentally, it was so terrifying. Video paused. Yes, of course I'm going to continue watching. Okay. And so he the blood was actually from him hitting his face. I inspected everything is okay, but that was like the kind of, not the worst, but it was the first time that he actually made himself bleed, which is super worrying. And I'm like, and it's always, like I said, the heartbreaking part is after that happens, you really feel like I need to go. Like I need to go and make sure that there's something going on, because again, like he's so confused afterward. Like he looks like someone who just woke up. He walks around and you know that he doesn't know, like he goes to his water, like the water fountain that he has. He goes to his food bowl, kind of like wondering, like, what am I supposed to do right now? Because like something is off. And yeah, like, and I had to think again. I'm like, fuck, I can't, like, I just can't afford it. Not now. Like I'm working on saving that money, but I just can't do it for now. So, but that's now he's okay. He's sleeping, and those episodes, they don't happen often. That's the worst part. Like it's so unpredictable that there's no way for you to prepare. Like, is it going to be today that he's going to have like those seizures? It's kind of like the sucky part of the situation because you feel powerless. There's no way for you to actually prepare, and all you can do is just, watch your cat go through it, make sure that obviously he's not close to a staircase, he's not close to something like hard that he could hit his head on. Like, all you can do is just, watch and make him pass. The last visit to the vet, they gave me specific medication, um I forgot what it was in English for. It's basically not anti-seizure medication for humans, but it's anti-anxiety basically, and it's shown in pets to be very effective on stopping the seizures. Um, and those, I have like 2 shots for him, just in case the seizures either last for more than a minute, or if like it gets very repetitive. Almost an age. Yeah, I am. It's I get you start feeling a little bit paranoid. I mean, with a good reason. But yeah, I am on edge because again, the last time those seizure happens was like maybe a month ago or something. And so for me, like, it's like calm for like a month, and then surprise, you get a seizure action going on. And yeah, it's such a it's a oh my god, it's such a weird thing. Like, it made me upset, I think, just the idea of just how many pet owners out there have to euthanize their pets because they can't afford it. I'm sure there's a lot, and it sucks because, like I said, like my cat is, he may be old, but he's there. Like, he knows how to be cute and ask for like food, and like he still takes care of himself. Because I've had another cat before him, the eldest, who actually died around like 15, 16 years old. And I know what a pet ready to go looks like. It it's a cat that kind of stops cleaning themselves, barely eats anymore, sometimes drink, but not too often, and usually they can't go to the litter box as well as they used to. And yeah, my cat, it's not that. Like, he still goes to the litter box, he still has his routine. Like, he still comes and check up on me like in the morning because he's like, hey mom, I'm hungry, you know? And so that's the part that made me sad and so angry, is that I was like, what the heck, man? Like, you want us to take care of our pets and make sure that they live a long and happy life, but the bills are so high that when something happens, like, I am fortunate enough to be able to save that amount of money within kind of reasonable time, I hope. But I'm lucky enough that for me, if you tell me like we need $500 for the whole thing, that I could technically work on that. I could without, starving myself. But there's so many out there that just can't do that. I'm thinking about like either the single moms or dads, or like any worker that doesn't have like a good paycheck. And it sucks because I love animals. You have no idea how much I love them. And yeah, it was kind of it's a tough thing, but I think it makes me more sad that I kind of have to see that happen. And because I'm limited right now for the money, at least, to be able to help him, you feel guilty because you're like, I need to be able to do something for this cat, And every time he has a seizure, I know that's his brain being fried. And that's even more upsetting because I'm like, what if at some point there's some kind of brain damage, and the brain damage actually hits the most important part, which is like the breathing. What if he can't breathe anymore, you know, and he eventually dies because of his seizure? And I'm like, he's going to die because I didn't have the money to spare to help him and investigate and maybe get the medication for it. And don't worry, I'm working on not giving in to those like bad thoughts, but it's still there, you know. Yeah, I know, Katie. I know, but it's really part of also my personality. Like it's going to play with my brain. So right now he's okay. He's living his best life, perching himself on the top of the sofa, as per usual, and keeping an eye out. Like, there's basically nothing else I can do aside from that. The one thing I notice is that he meows less than he used to. Because this cat is deaf, and when he meows, he yells. And I noticed that he meows a lot less than he used to. I'm not sure if there's like something. Backs of sofa, you know exactly you know exactly the situation. Yeah, he loves the back of a sofa. Usually he lets like one of his back legs kind of like dangle off the sofa. And yeah, and when I get to him, like close to him, still purrs. Like he's okay. No like physical damage from the last seizure. It's just, again, it's more like emotionally hard. Hi, Rask. Yeah, it's more like emotionally hard than anything for the pet owner. My cat isn't suffering, which is comforting. Because if he was suffering, that would have been another kind of ordeal, at least to me. And again, it's that's the kind of like the tough part that I wish there was some kind of like free healthcare for pet owners, or at least make it like less expensive. Because that doesn't make any freaking sense to me. Okay, I'll shade a little bit more. Okay. I am actually not sure what I'll do afterward. I need to be mindful of the time because Dan is going to stream later, and being one of his mod, I have to be there. Not have to, that's false, but I want to be there because he's going to tour Halloween themed island on Animal Crossing, and that's exciting. I want to see the creative side of, you know, whoever is going to get visited. It's always fun. What in the heck? Okay, hold on. The shading, I made it all kinds of. Dan's voice back at full capacity? I think so. I know that he switched a little bit his streaming schedule, and he felt he was like, oh my god, it feels so good to be able to, you know, do something else, because he does have like other projects he needs to edit. Not going to leak anything, but he's definitely going to release something at the beginning of next week. So that's another exciting stuff. he doesn't know, like, is it going to be something regular or either one-off or something like very punctual. Like, he's still going to work on the logistics, but yeah. Cleo interested on the potential leak. No. It's, for me, it's like, oh wow, I'm excited because I haven't, you know, I haven't seen that specific content in a while. So that was super interesting. But yeah, he's going to stream a little bit later. Leak, yeah, I know. The Leak Central King, right there. But for tonight, it's going to be an Animal Crossing stream. So if any of you is interested, you definitely can pass by and say hi. But otherwise, like, please take the time to do stuff for yourself too. Again, seeing that PNG is so weird. Oh my god. That's kind of awesome, but it's so weird. It's nowhere near close in quality as like some of the pro PNG tuber, because I'm not really drawing anything anime. At least I haven't in a while, so. Ryan, I'd love to watch and see if I get inspired. Yep, that's basically it. Like, I personally don't do anything on my islands. I've never been someone who like spent the time to decor, like, and I always live like vicariously. I look at people's work and I'm like, wow, you can do that. And again, laziness takes over, and I and I don't do anything. Thank you, Katie. And I need to look into more like designs, but it's it was definitely a ton of fun. And for me, I'm like, aw, thank you guys. And for me, I'm like, oh wow, it means that I can basically change my appearance whenever I want. Which is kind of the point. I know that some, you know, some VTuber out there like rather keep like one specific look because it's like kind of easier for the brand and people recognize you, but I honestly don't care about any of that. I'd rather just have fun. So if one day I want to look to kind of make the bunny talk, it's going to be the bunny. If it's going to be a cat, it's going to be a cat or a dog or any kind of creature or this character. That is, I don't know where it came from. But yes, I'm actually super excited for this spooky song, Cleo. I'm so excited for it. It has a very Michael Jackson Thriller vibe to it, and I love it. No matter what kind of controversies Michael Jackson got into, I can't help but, you know, praise his musical talent. I just gave a webinar about branding this week. No, I know branding is important. I think it's because I don't plan on really making this a living. Like, for me, it's really for fun that I do this. And so I don't think about the branding at all, you know. But I know it's, you know, it's important. If you want your channel to grow and have like people come back and watch your content. You have to make it consistent, upload regularly, make sure that you have some kind of like look that is very recognizable, you know, your own brand technically, your own quirks. And so people can just by a quick glance kind of know what you do, who you are, and come back to it. It's just, yeah, I have very little interest in that. Because it's really, the whole thing started with just how playing with Gartic, like playing Gartic Phone with you guys, made me want to stream because I had so much fun drawing that I wanted to do it. Especially because, I mean, when I would draw in Gartic, like the comment of like, you should start streaming art stuff. And then Artsy with Arttober was happening, and she's such a talented artist, and I was like, oh my god, this is fun. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I know that I've listened to some content creator, not podcasts, but like either podcasts or like discussions that they had during their stream, and I think especially like the big ones, if you start kind of tailoring your content for, you know, to gather like kind of to like reach what's popular and make sure the algorithm puts you out there and kind of like run after those big numbers all the time, you start to lose yourself and not really enjoy the process of streaming anymore. And that's how you get, you know, burnt out, obviously. And having experienced burnout before, I'm like, nope, I have no interest in being burned out. Especially because I love drawing, and I'm like, just the idea that I would get, like, I don't want to start hating what I do, or have like a physical aversion to drawing. So this is really for me, I'm like, I'm going to do what I want to do, and whenever I can, obviously, because my schedule can't really allow for more streaming. Just the fact that I managed to stream like maybe once to a little bit more a week is a miracle by itself. But yeah, that's what you say is very true. There's a lot of like big content creator that says that, except if you're kind of like a scumbag. And this is funny because I think, was it? Yeah, it wasn't Truong's stream, because Koi came in and made the joke of, oh, you should check Ninja's class, like whatever Twitch streamer dude. And Truong was like, oh yeah, I'm going to check it, and everybody in chat was like, no, please don't. It's actually bad. It doesn't help anyone. And so Truong started like watching the trailer of Ninja, and he was basically just saying like those things like, aim for those big numbers, always check, and whatever stupid like thing he would say. And I just remember just watching his face, and I was like, I just want to hit him, you know, behind the head, like some, because I just dislike the dude. Branding, the Katie Tech Talk, yes, Katie, do a podcast. If I need to make the PNG, to make a PNG tuber thing, and make like a Discord thing, just saying. podcast with Katie about branding. How to build your social media presence. That must be such an exhausting job. I know that you mentioned that in chat, that you deal with that so much that you don't even touch like your own social media, like Instagram or whatnot. Katie has content? That's true. I just realized. You have content, Katie? Do I need to shout you out? I don't think I could stream or podcast. I don't know if I could talk that much. You need a host. You know, someone who to ask questions. It's through your work. Oh, okay. You need a host. I'm pretty sure Cleo could be a great host for the podcast and ask you like questions. Trong also. Trong has like enough. He lurks around enough to kind of have a hunch, you know. There's some like streamers out there that have like a very good like, oh my god, me in English, this is my brain. Have a good conversation skills. I'm thinking about Artsy. I'm talking about even EJ. Like, what fascinates me about EJ during his stream is that he talks in a way that is very engaging and very interesting and makes you want to, you know, to keep talking to him. A bit like you, Cleo. It's similar. Like, you both are very engaging, so I'm pretty sure that if any of you did interviews, it would be great. I know that Artsy is going to drop something too, because one of her podcast channel, what is going on here? Like, she's actually going to have like EJ as a first like guest to talk about various stuff. You've done that? Oh, that's cool. I like listening to podcasts. How to do presentation for work? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm so far away from podcast, and I do have like a lot of long conversation with my friends because my circle of friends are kind of not weird. That wouldn't be the case, but my circle of friends tend to have like very deep conversations sometimes, where you kind of like, how did we get there anyway? Another project. Cleo, you have enough on your plate. That's true. This is Katie, like the mod brain immediately started firing up, being like, Cleo, sir, you do have projects to finish first. But I do admire that about you, Katie. Like, I don't think I could deal with social media. -1+4 story of your life. It's, I don't know. I think it's because you're good at what you do, Cleo. Like, yeah, you're good at what you're doing. I'm looking at the time. Alright, that's perfect. I do have the time to finish this before we then start streaming. I need to learn. Yeah, scheduling. That's also my struggle, to be fair. Even at work, I have to write everything that I do. Um, when I get to work, I do have like first thing in the morning, I do have like a what the heck is going on with oh my god, please Clip Studio, do not crash on me. Okay. Um oh my god. What is going on here? YouTube, please stop. Okay. Um Basically when I arrive at work, I have to make a list on what I should do, like a plan of the day, but also like write everything because I tend to get bombarded left and right, and sometimes I end up not doing what I was supposed to do, but I do have like a checklist, so it's like a visual reminder. You need a content calendar. Yeah, that's true. A content calendar sounds good. It shouldn't be too hard to set up too, I think. Hold on. What's going on? YouTube is not receiving in a video to maintain. Ugh. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you do. A calendar sounds like a perfect thing for you. Yeah, checklist. I have to have that at work because even though I may not go through the checklist during my day, just having it and making like it allows me to make sure that okay, so this is the thing I couldn't have done today. Here's I need to push them back, for tomorrow. But at least have like some kind of visual representation of what I do. That's the thing, Cleo, because it's behind you. For me, I have it on basically a notebook that I bring with me everywhere. Whenever I go on the floors to see the residents, it's there. Like, yep, that's true. Creativity does not work on the clock as much as we want to. Katie, you should become some kind of manager or something. It'd be great. Oh no, don't worry. Don't worry, Katie. It's always fun because it's a different kind of struggle. And I learn. Katie, you need to make some kind of like master class for this. Like, what do you use? How do you organize yourself? Because Cherry Song was supposed to be out last week, and the Real Deal song yesterday. I think Cleo is also, I think, because that's kind of like the plague for me too, is that it's also because whenever there's a lot of stream happening, like from content creator that we really enjoy and love and want to support, work or editing suddenly becomes like less less interesting. You kind of like, I'd rather have fun and watch the stream instead of doing my own thing. At least that's me. So, yeah. And you also have to make some time for yourself too, which is also super important. Though I'm a very bad example of this because I do not take the time for myself. Like the moment I actually take time for myself is usually when I stream. So you guys actually force me to do something else during my day. Otherwise, like, yeah, it goes 1,000 miles an hour and it just doesn't stop. That's a bit too dark. Made a change. Hold on, Kristen. Trunk changed my role in his Discord? Huh? I know, man. Self-care isn't a thing to me. I know. I can hear Artsy yell from here too. I know I should. And again, like I said, as a healthcare worker, that's always what I encourage anyone to do, especially the new recruits. You can see in their eyes, like, whenever something bad is happening at work and it becomes like overwhelming and they want to leave. Like, I tend to tell them, like, look, prioritize yourself first. Hold on. You know, verified? Am I a verified content creator? Katie, I know. This, like I said, healthcare workers, we're the worst. We give so much advice on, like, to others, and we follow none of them. This is the story of my life. Like, like, whenever it's a coworker that tells me, like, I am not happy in my work, I want to quit, and they kind of like vent out like the thought process behind it. I'm not the type to always say, like, oh, don't do that, give it a chance. I'm like, no, because if it went through your brain, obviously, because I'm going to talk to them, but sometimes it's actually something that they gave a lot of thought and they were like, no, actually, I am miserable at my work, and like they want to leave. And I'm like, always prioritize yourself. If you have other projects in your life, then go take care of that. That's more important than anything else. But for me, yeah, no. For me, I'm like, I am quite terrible at this. I do know my boundaries though. I do know, like, okay, no, this is enough, and I want to leave. So that's not the problem, but it's really to just take the time is what I have a hard time doing. May! Oh my god. Hi. Welcome to a test of a PNG tube thing that I made yesterday during Truong stream because I was intrigued. And he always said, like, oh, it's so easy to set up. How are you, May? Are you streaming or are you going to stream soon? This is so weird to see you guys in chat, to be honest, because can I add some self-care to my daily checklist? This is going to be something that I'm going to skip pretty often. Hold on, actually it's not true. The self-care, if you really think about it, to me, it's like, give me a cup of coffee or tea or or a snack that I enjoy. That's self-care. Ooh. What are you going to stream? Is it going to be Coral Island? Or is it going to be Animal Crossing? Or any other games, actually? Coral Island, man. It's a dangerous game. Very dangerous. Cleo, I saw what you deleted. Your reaction when you found out, wait, hold on, May's name is Ashley? Aw, Kirsten, thank you. I'm surprised, like, ooh, will be Animal Crossing, surprisingly. Hey, you've got to give yourself some kind of break sometimes from Coral Island. I know that Artsy yesterday, oh my goodness, she was like, I cannot put this game down. And I understand, because you just want to romance everyone in this goddamn game. It's they're all so pretty. Cleo, I don't know if you know about Coral Island. It's a dangerous game full of very attractive people. If you like Stardew Valley, yeah, that's I'm pretty sure you're going to love this game. Like, the amount of pretty people in this game is absurd. Coral Island stream, Katie? I don't know. Like, man. Because the kind of game that I actually want to stream are super old games. You really do like Stardew? Cleo? Yeah, the artist, oh my god. The artist of Coral Island. The game is gorgeous, by the way. But it's absurd. The funniest part is to see the reaction of people when they first meet the villager. They're like, oh my god, this person is attractive. And then they discover another one. And it's like, oh god. You know? The panness. I know. Like, for me, I'm like, we need a poly relationship in this game because I'm going to date everyone. Like, no shame at all. I'm like, yep, I'm going to date everyone. Community farm? Oh yeah. Multiple player Stardew, for sure. Cleo? Coral Island? Oh, come on, YouTube. Yes, I want to continue to watch. It's such a good and fun game. Goodness. The Lilligant, I need to be able to color pick. YouTube is struggling right now. Okay. What even? Oh jeez, okay. 10 people in Stardew? The chaos. Shared bank and... Look at Kirsten giving ideas on more content. Cleo, you still need to stream with Koi, Artsy, and whoever wants to play Phasmo or any other horror game. I am not very horror game oriented, but I do like watching them. And there's one right now that I really enjoy watching, like, playthrough of. It's called the Mortuary Assistant. This game is creepy, but it's so well done, and the storytelling, amazing. particularly someone who doesn't want to play Phasmo. But you play like this terrible like Emily wants to play game. Like you can survive Phasmo. It's the same thing, same amount of terrible. I know that I would never ask you to play the mortuary assistant because you're going to die of a heart attack depending on what kind of like paranormal stuff happens in front of you, but I know that Katie is also going to die if you play if you play the mortuary assistant. Super excellent horror game made by one person, but it's so creepy. Phasmo is a lot less scary. Hold on. I'm going to wait for you to. Emily wants to play a lot less. Oh, okay. I think because hi banana. I think it's because Emily wants to play. It's like a lot of like jump scares than Phasmo. Phasmo is like kind of like you know what you're getting into. Like you hear sounds and stuff happens and you can actually die. Hold on. Please show mortuary gas according to Twitch. Yeah. It's the mortuary assistant is actually a very good horror game. CDMs. Oh, hold on, let me check. Hold on. I need like 7 screen to stream. That's like I have so many things going on. Let me just show the global Lilligant. Discord, please. Yeah, that's kind of like the downside of me streaming from my Surface. I feel like I'm killing it. Okay, it's still loading. But yeah. Yeah. Mortuary Assistant. Sounds about right. It's such a good game. It's such a good game. It has 5 different endings from what I remember. And yeah, it's super like because the paranormal event happen at random, some of them are freaking terrifying. Like you kind of mind like it's going to mess with your brain for sure. But it's such a good game. And one of the ending was actually super good, which was like the closure ending, aka personally the best ending. Cult of the Lamb, yes. I mean, it has a kind of like a spooky vibe to it, but it's not. It's not actually spooky. So that's I'm not good with spooky games. I can watch a lot of them, but I'm not good at playing any spooky games. I'm going to be the emotional support, no problem. Okay, nope. But yeah, no. If Cleo, if you ever want to play Mortuary Assistant, definitely check it out. I know that there's like big game streamers out there that played it. Cut of the Lamb works with Steam or on Twitch, from what I think. Yeah, it was on Twitch. There's some kind of like your audience can interact, like can vote or make something happen. Yeah. No worry, banana. I was just saying hi, and we were talking about like spooky games and how I personally can't with spooky games, even though I love watching people play. Yeah, I know. Mortuary assistant is so creepy. Like all the paranormal events are completely random. So you could go through a whole play. Ah, my God, this is me not being able to talk. But you can go through a whole playthrough and not see some of the event, and someone else could play it, and there it goes, and you're like, wait, what? I've never seen that before. Um, there's pretty good voice acting in the game. Actually, pretty good. Um, but it's like, it is exactly what it is. You're working at a morgue, embalming, people to get cremated. Just to give like a small background story, and you are hired for a night shift where you're completely alone and you have like 3 bodies that came in, but also like spooky stuff is happening because obviously something like it's implied that it's some kind of like demon that is following you, and in order to kind of like not kill, but in order to survive, you need to prepare the body accordingly. So like there's a tutorial that tells you like the whole process of embalming that is actually super interesting, and you have to kind of find clues about like what demon is actually hunting you, and it could be through observing the body. So it could be like scars, could be marks, could be other stuff. There's also like clues in your environment. So there's a talisman that you can walk around with that you can set on fire. No, actually that sets on fire whenever you're close to a specific rune. And the rune, like, I don't remember, maybe there's like 5 of them. And it kind of gives you the school, because there's 3 different schools of demons that are currently hunting you, or possibly hunting you. And so you have to determine, okay, which, like, this demon belongs in this specific school of demon. And then once you kind of figure out, and like sometimes it's super hard, sometimes like easier, you have to link the demon inside one of the bodies. One of the bodies, so you have to select the right one, because the demon, if you make the wrong decision, the demon is actually going to possess you, because that was not his pick, like the best fit, quote unquote. And then yeah, you have to cremate them. That's to put it very simply. But it's so creepy. Some of the jump scares, holy moly. I was like, nope. But yeah, Cleo, if you ever want to play it, we're going to probably we're going to panic a little bit with you. It's okay, Banana. Take the time. But yeah, no. So, Mortuary Assistant. Excellent game. Maybe not for everyone. I didn't want to recommend it to Artsy, because Artsy already has trouble with just Phasmo. Thank you, Banana. That was a test. It's very Halloween themed. There's no particular reason why I made it look this way, but it's fun. I like it. It does take a bit of time, but I guess it really depends on the complexity of the design and what you want to do. So I took a simpler design. Yeah, I love how Cleo just noped out of Mortuary Assistant. Was like, nope, not even going to try it. I don't know who would be interested in trying this game in this community. That is. because it's honestly, it's a treat. I love watching playthrough of it. I think Markiplier did a run, Jacksepticeye, and his girlfriend um, did a run. I believe Game Grumps tried it, and Jacksepticeye was actually a guest content creator there. And from what I see in Kirsten's screenshot, I believe it's Blaine Bewick who streamed it on Twitch. So anyone interested in that? I believe there's another, like, back in the days. There was another, like, horror game that I was like, nope, I cannot deal with this. And it was Outlast, the first Outlast that came out. Oh my goodness, I remember watching a Let's Play. The jump scares in this one was insane. No, that was not a fun time. I believe like maybe the first few minutes I was like, yeah, I am out. This is how you lose me, folks. This is too much for my tiny heart. Hold on, I might need to change the color of the background. Okay, perfect. There you go. Okay, there's a bit of hue here. But yeah, no, Outlast was terrifying. Because it also had like very random element to it. For anyone who doesn't know, I mean, there's Outlast 1 and Outlast 2. So it's two horror movies, not movies, video games, where the AI isn't really like as dumb, I would say. Like in Phasmo, you could hide, and depending on the kind of, ooh, goodness, what is going on here? Hold on. Let me see. This, so that's the yellow. Maybe, yeah, okay. I might do this. Hold on. I need to fill in the white. So basically, in Outlast, okay. Oh, whoops. I need to unlock. Okay. Ooh, no. Okay. In Outlast, you need to... The story begins, at least in the first one, where you're kind of like an investigator, and you obviously investigate in a asylum, I believe. Oh God, what is going on here? Okay, hold on. I need to maybe lower the... You're inside an asylum and you need to investigate, and you get captured. Like I mentioned before, the actual creatures can and will look like, let's say that in Phasmo, depending on the type of monster, you could hide potentially in closet, in basically anywhere, in order to survive. In Outlast, it just doesn't matter, because in Outlast there's some kind of like RNG thing where, let's say that you hide from the monster, or like either creature that wants to grab you, and you're like, okay, let me hide in this broom closet, because the monster is obviously not going to look for me there. Obviously. Big mistake, because they will. What is going on? Where is that layer? Hold on. I need to figure this out, because this is actually bothering me. I don't know how they created Outlast. I don't know. Whoever thought about this game, they have issues. It's a bit. It's a little bit like I think I've watched like an interview of, it was Stephen King. Stephen King, notorious horror storyteller. His brain works differently. Definitely works differently. He creates like very nightmarish universe. Outlast is the same. Because like I said, like the RNG. Oh no. Okay. Because what happens in the RNG is like say that you hide in the broom closet thinking, oh yeah, I'm safe. And then the AI, you see like the creature walk inside and look for you. And so you wait, hoping that you'll be fine until until obviously the monster just opens the broom closet and drags you, and you're like, yep, that's how I die. And I remember when I first saw the playthrough of Outlast, I almost screamed. Hey, Uplar! PNG tuber. It's a test. Definitely a super fun thing, to be honest. You can thank Truong for this. How are you, Uplar? Hope you're well. I know that you felt a little bit sick yesterday, so this looks off. Better than yesterday. That's the essential part. Always feel better than yesterday. God. By the way, I forgot to ask. Did you manage to beat the game? Like Emily wants to play. Or should I say, like I said to Cleo earlier, Emily can go eat dirt. Because, yeah. Basically almost completely, yeah. That's good. Do not. I was just asking. It's okay if you didn't finish the game. Because, again, Emily can go eat dirt. It's fine. Because I don't want to play with Emily. She wants to play, but I don't want to. So she can leave me alone. So I realized Mortuary Resistant is only on PC. I don't know if I can play it. Should we start a fundraising for Cleo like we did with Truong? Get Cleo a better PC so he can stream terrible games. Just saying. Terrible, not terrible, because Mortuary Resistant is actually not a terrible game. It's a very good game, even though it's horror. Time to have a chat with Truong for a fundraiser. I know. Same brain. I know. That's Truong. Like, I know that he wants to help, like, so many, and he would do fundraisers to help everyone if he could, but I'm like, Truong, think about yourself too. That's a very shiny Lilligant. Jeez. That was supposed to be my reason not to play the video game. Um, we're trying to find solutions here, Cleo. This is us just, you know, being productive, making sure that you can do some lovely content creator stuff. In fact, I just had to survive. That's boring. That's me touching. Ras, if you want to try mortuary assistant, I would watch your content. Because again, like I said, I love this game. I love watching people play. I, for myself, cannot, for the life of me, play any horror game. But saying it's boring. Hey, it's a skill issue. See, Cleo? And whenever you say that, it makes us want to help you be able to stream. I will now play Mortuary Assistant. Yeah. I know. Some of the spooky stuff, because again, I do love watching this playthrough. I've watched Markiplier playthrough. I've watched Jacksepticeye, his girlfriend, Gad Smolders, and I've watched Game Grumps. And I'm surprised because sometimes I'm like, whoa, I never seen that event before. Question, does Wisp show up on Halloween? No, it's random. Only if, well, if you do time travel, you might be able to make it pop up a little bit more. I saw your message, Kirsten. I know that Trong, yeah, maybe Trong is going to run by you for another type of fundraiser. I did tell him that he needs to think about himself first, but yeah. Exactly. Rask, Phasmophobia too. Look at us trying to figure out like content for you guys. Co-op horror game? Phasmo. Phasmo is a good co-op horror game. Yeah. For whoever, and I'd be very surprised, whoever doesn't know who Koi is. Koi, the freaking menace that he is less than 500 hours away from being monetized. So if you have a little bit of a tab to spare and some internet connection to spare, do open one of his longest playlist and put it on repeat. You can mute it and let it run. So that's going to help Koi. For Truong, like Katie said, he's so close to 1K. Please, if you're not subscribed, which I would be very surprised because I don't have much of a crowd, but if you're not subscribed, please do so. If you know people, you know, who are not subscribed, please do so. It's been sent to do fundraiser master. I know. Don't worry, Cleo. I'm almost the same. Going back to a little bit of the cat story. I know that Trong was like, we need to, like, you need to open up like a GoFundMe or something to do a fundraiser for my cat. But I'm like, again, I personally can't mentally ask for people to take care of my cat, because I know that I'll be able to save up for him. So I'd rather have fundraisers for people who can't easily afford, not easily, that would be kind of a stretch, but that wouldn't be able to afford that care, you know. Going to bye Cleo, see you around. Hope you're going to finish your edit. Don't hesitate to poke us if you need. I'm probably going to finish the stream soon because again, Dan is going to stream and I don't want to be a terrible mod. But yeah, now Rask, if you want to play Phasmo. I mean, Rask and Cleo collab with Phasmo sounds also delightful. And if you ever play Mortuary Assistant, I'll be around and cry with you because, again, this game is terrifying. But I can't help it but to keep on watching. Oh, hold on. Why is this message like was hell for review? You said nothing wrong, Katie. Okay, there we go. Me adding more shading. Cleo has important stuff to finish. What? I swear, YouTube. Because I know for a fact, this is not my internet connection. I know for a fact. I need a Cleo Raz Daniel collab for Phasmo. Oh my god, Applar. Yes. Yes. Dan will blow your eardrum. You know what? Applar, if it's on Discord for the call, whoever is going to stream will have to adjust like Dan's mic. You know what, on Discord, because you can like lower the volume or mute like individually. I don't know who the fourth person would be. I mean, Applar, it's your idea. You could hum maybe try. I'm kidding, because I would probably cry. But yeah, whoever is going to stream will have to not mute, but at least lower the sound level for Dan specifically, and make sure that our eardrums are safe. That's so funny. Me? No. No. Like I mentioned before, I would die. I am not good at horror games. Hold on. What the heck happened here? All three of them would stream. All three. Oh my god, no. That's for sure. Like, you're going to lose your eardrum. Hi, Spooky. Well, I mean, beautiful, that's a stretch, but thank you. How are you, Spooky? I am just testing a PNG tube thing that I made yesterday while watching Truong stream. And it's fun. No particular reason for this design, like I mentioned before. But I might switch it up, and depending on my mood, because like I mentioned before, branding is not important to me. So I could probably switch it up for any kind of creature, and I wouldn't mind. I'm also going to be done pretty soon because Dan is streaming, and as one of his mod, I do want to be there and watch the lovely creations of the viewers. But thank you for passing by. I believe, hold on, I need to check. Time lapse. Oh, nice. Okay. I believe I recorded the time lapse for this. So there's another time lapse that I'm currently working on. I edited most of the video, but I need to do the voiceover for Pumpkaboo. But it's just, voiceover is a pain. So I need to work on that. But for this, I might do a time lapse too. I cannot play games with Dan. Ooh, is there some tea, Cleo? Is there a reason why? There goes your beautiful idea. I mean, didn't Dan, like, I think earlier it was Chris who mentioned that Dan, like, streamed for like 12 hours? Wow, Cleo, that's he sucks. Oh no. Okay, Oplar. Don't. Oh my god. Don't just agree. Oh no. Oh no. That's terrible. Oh. Yeah, he streamed for like 12 hours? Yeah, I know. You mentioned that before. Oh my god. Oh my god. You know, when I woke up this morning, I actually thought it was another stream. I was like, this man is dedicated. Then I realized that it was the same stream. Oh. No. Oh, hold on. He still sucks. Oh. God. My soul hurts a little bit. Dan was still on. I know. I mean, I have nothing to say because I did stream for 9 hours, but I was dying. I was dying during my stream for the Splatoon one. Jeez. Yeah, you can respect the grind for sure. It's just that I don't have that amount of dedication. Only 3 games. Something is missing about this Lilligant, and I don't know what. Maybe... Okay. I'll do a trick that I use in watercolor. Maybe it's going to be a little bit better. He only ended because the stream was about to reach 12 hours and he wouldn't be able to keep up the VOD? What? He would have played more? I have questions. Like, I know we're Saturday, but is there such thing as homework or, you know? Because again, I have questions. Cleo. Oh no. 12-hour streams? Jesus Christ. I think the only moment I could probably do that at 12-hour streams, it would be for a fundraiser. 12 hours they cap? Jesus, that's insane. Yeah, no, I could never. Though I'm pretty sure I did that long ago when I was still young and crazy. I remember when, okay, this is kind of, I was still going to school. I remember vividly when Mass Effect 3 came out. I knew the date of the release of Mass Effect, and so what I did was like, I want to play Mass Effect 1 and 2 and be ready for 3. So I wanted to do my perfect run to use a save and start Mass Effect with that. I remember I started Mass Effect 1. It was X amount of X hour of the day. Finished Mass Effect 1. It was like maybe 12 hours later I started Mass Effect 2. I think I stayed up for like maybe more than 24 hours. We're not young, Riggs. I know. We're no longer young anymore. I'm an old person. Okay, you can keep going after 12 hours, but they won't let you keep the VOD up. Twitch caps at 40. Yeah, I mean, I believe that. Oh, yeah. I mean, just the fact that someone can do like streams of more than that is kind of crazy. And I believe, I don't know if YouTube said that as some kind of like failsafe, because there's some wild stuff that happened on Twitch, especially like streams where you see someone just sleep and you're like, wait, what? We're young. I mean, I don't feel old, but just according to the general like viewers, at least on most of the channel I watch, it appears that being above 30 is old, and I'm like, wait, what? I'm old? Which is always funny because Januki, who's again older, is like, wait, what? I am ancient in that case. Yeah, the Twitch stream. So I don't know if YouTube actually set that kind of like rule as a failsafe to make sure that there's no like weird shenanigans, you know? Because I mean, I'm never going to do that because why? But it could potentially lead to just nothingness, you know? You start streaming and you just go off for like an extended amount of time. And when I say that, it's like you went to sleep and you woke up and you just pick it up again. Januki plays Sky as well. Yeah, I need to jump on it. I know that I said that, but oh my god, life. I need to. Probably maybe later while Dan is streaming I might pick it up. I still need to do my daily. Exactly. 84 isn't 85. The same age. This is Koi is not there, so or Churong is not there, so I don't have like any fellow Asian to to support me in this. But it's really like when they say, you know, Asians we look young for a very long time, and once 85 hits, we look like we look like raisins. No, it's because I said yesterday when I said that, you know, 85 is old, that to my definition. that's because of that. Gets flagged for copyright reported or something, they won't have to manually review us. Yeah, that's true. Can you imagine having to manually review the stream? My god. The amount of BS. But yeah, no, it's always funny. Asians, we turned like turtles or raisins once we hit like 85. It's like young, and then bam, you're old. Yeah, but I know that I heard like some Twitch stories where it's just some stupidity. If basically, yeah, someone like either sleeping or, I mean, I could do like I could put my cat and making him sleep and just filming him and be like, yeah, this is a cat cam, you know? I've heard people say still think about manually review. Yeah, I'd be scared to manually review stuff. I've had I've known people who worked in IT, especially like specifically like security, and they had a contract working with the police, mostly to kind of like review, you know, illegal um, illegal material. It is usually, unfortunately, videos of picture. It is freaking scarring for life. That's why like there's a heavy rotation with that kind of work. Like people don't stay for a long time because it's so like, yeah, it's scarring. I have even a 1 hour stream on Twitch can have some, yeah, for sure. But there's keyword phrases to mash, yeah, for sure. Yeah, because otherwise, I mean, if you have to manually review YouTube as a whole, like, that'd be insane. Yeah. That's true. Lilligant's looking thick. Jeez. Yeah. Especially because it's kind of like a far west when it comes to, you know, I want to get the views, so what's going to be like the next edgiest thing that I can upload? Which is again something that I never understood and actually don't want to understand. Which is the reason why there's some content creator that I absolutely loathe, and I'm being very kind when I say that. And I mean, most of us know about them because they have like very famous or infamous name depending on how you see it. But they would do basically anything for the views, and but we do it for the views, or it's just a like a joke, you know, that kind of thing. Spill the tea. Oh, I mean, I have no problem with that. It's just let's say for the infamous people. I mean, they just have to say Jake Paul and his dumbass of a brother. I did not say that out loud. Um, both of them. Yeah, no, I just hate them. YouTube, please. Yes, I want to continue. But yeah, they're infamous, dash famous, because they have like a huge following. But it's also like the kind of content that they do it for the views, but to an extent where it just becomes, yeah, ugh. I spilled my tea. Yeah, no problem. I mean, what the heck will they do? It's just, I'm 100% sure that there's a ton of other creators that talked about them before. I mean, I never watched it. That's the worst part. How I learn about those idiots is whenever other people talk about it. Because I listened to a podcast and they were like, oh yeah, here's what those two idiots did. And I listen and I'm like, yeah, no. Boxing matches. I mean, one of the two, I believe, does boxing. From what I heard, he's not bad, but I kind of wish he would lose, you know. Get decked strong enough for him to lose some teeth. That would be great. Not me saying that. This is terrible. But yeah, no. I dislike that kind of content. Okay. But yes, I spilled the tea. Lasagna. Oh, Katie. Can you, I would be expecting my share in the mail. Imagine beefing with someone so much you challenge them to a boxing match. This is what to me. I know. This is, and the worst part, Aplar, is that it's freaking rigged. Because they're all there for the money. They know it's going to attract views. Especially because the brothers, okay, they know they're not very liked in this society, like in this YouTube society thing. And so, can you imagine? Because you know you're hated, you're like, oh, I know I'm hated. If I get to sign a boxing match with someone, people are going to watch because they want to see me maybe get decked out. And so it doesn't matter who wins or loses. It's going to bring view to both of them. And so they get, they get to deal whoever is going to win or lose. And that's it. Like, it's super rigged. It doesn't really matter anymore. Save me, Katie, I'm on my way. Exactly. Katie is going to... Can you imagine, Katie? Like, you wait a little bit and then the door rings. You open up and just an army of us. I'll be there in 8 hours. Just an army of us just waiting for you. Be like, I heard there was lasagna. I'm here for my slice, Yeah. They do have fans that I do not understand, mostly because I don't surround myself with that kind of, and let's face it, kind of like trash behavior. 8 hours? That's true, that's slow. Hold on. From France to Canada, it's like 7 hours for the flight. Next to her street. Very small slices. Teleporting. If anyone has a teleporter, send one my way, because I would love to be able to teleport. But yeah, hold on. Because of that, I actually need to make this darker. Okay, so this part here, definitely slow. Darker at the bottom, maybe. Go. And I think that's it. Dance stream is, oh my god, it already started a bit. But yeah, that's Lilligant. Thanks to my fellow mod, oh hold on, I need to add more detail, but thanks to my fellow mod Celestine Knight. She's probably there modding tonight over the Crossing Minute channel. If you want, obviously, just don't, if you have other stuff, please don't force yourselves. But if you want to pass by and say hi, please do so. If you didn't, like if you know people who don't know Koi, do some publicity. We also need to get Tron to 1k subs, which is more than possible because he's less than 100 away. And for Koi, he's probably by now, like less than 500 hours away from getting monetized. And you also, Koi, dropping money like it's hot. He deserves that kind of love too. brings you 500. 500 what, Cleo? Hold on, Katie, your size a bit bigger, don't have a huge appetite. 500 what, Cleo? Should I be scared? Hi, Hella. I feel bad. Like every time I pass by a stream and oh, welcome back, Spooky. Every time I pass by a content creator stream and they're like, oh yeah, go subscribe to Bringsbane, and I'm like, you don't have to, like, honestly, because like I mentioned, this is very fun for me. It's just chill times. For the PNG tuber thing, I will most likely create more and switch from time to time. This one is mostly because it's spooky season, so I was like, okay, let me create a demon. But yeah, so please, if you do have a tap to spare, open one of Koi's stream. I suggest the Animal Crossing ones because it's pretty long. Put it on mute and let it play on repeat just to give him those sweet watch hours to get him monetized, so we can actually give him back his love. And Truong, for sure, like, if you, like, hold on, I don't have, because Nightbot was banned, there's no way, hold on. Was it Truongy? Was it Truong? I forgot. Nightbot is probably not active. This is fine. I should probably make prompts at some point, but yeah, Truongy needs to, or maybe Truong, I don't know. Yeah, Nightbot isn't awake. This is fine. We don't need that menace. I think I banned him. I think I did ban Nightbot. This is so freaking funny. Because Nightbot was okay. Look, I still need to calibrate Nightbot because Nightbot was going rogue on his own. Started like flagging people, putting people on timeout, and I was like, wait, what? Making big streamer moves with the prompts, yeah. But yeah, no. If you know people who don't know who Truongy is, like, do some publicity. That man deserves far more than anyone can possibly imagine. And yeah. So I'll see you guys around. I'll try to post this Lilligant speed painting after I do the Pumpkaboo one. I just need to figure out like the voiceover part. Squared up against Nightbot and lost. I know, Katie, that was traumatizing. Yes, Spooky, it's fine. Don't worry. I'm going to wrap it up and finish. But yeah, so see you guys around on Dan's streams, anyone's streams. I'm often on artsy streams, so please pass by, say hi, or poke me on Discord if you need. See you guys around. Take care. Bye, everyone.